welcome along to A Little Bit Extra. My name is Sharyn, and this is your escape from the shit show that is planet Earth. Now, I know a lot of people that listen to this podcast are currently traveling, road tripping, holidaying, or if you're not, then just be like, shut up, Sharyn, stop telling everybody that I'm doing all those things and I'm actually just working and everyone else is away. Or I live overseas where it's not summer, you bitch. Okay? You can say that to me, I'll take it. But what I thought I would do is give you some pop culture recommendations of things that you need to get into over summer or winter, wherever you are, and be all over by the time 2026 is really underway. These are the things that you cannot start 2026 and not know anything about. So here we go. This is the A Little Bit Extra Recommendations episode. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I am going to start off with music because I feel like there are so many artists and so many albums that are being absolutely slept on at the moment, and they are providing some of the most iconic and clever and incredible music that nobody seems to be getting in New Zealand because it's not playing on the radio, and if it doesn't have a TikTok dance, it's like it doesn't hit our algorithm. So these are the artists I think you need to look out for and why. Number one, I have talked about her many times, Kelsea Ballerini. If you like Taylor Swift, if you like country that is quite poppy as well, if you like funny banter, if you like the sort of lyrics where they're sassy, they're kind of heartbreak, they're love, all of the above, she's got a back catalogue that you will absolutely love. And honestly, I watched her show in Sydney in December, and all I could think the whole time was, how is this woman not humongous in New Zealand? Like, she is exactly the sort of pop star that we love. So check out Kelsea Ballerini. Another album that you need to check out, if you love people like Chappell Roan and Sabrina Carpenter and you love the pop girlies, you need to listen to Jade from Little Mix's album, That's Just Showbiz Baby. It is honestly my favorite pop album of 2025. It was so good from start to finish, like starting with Angel of My Dreams, which is this song that's all about like her love-hate relationship with Simon Cowell in the music industry, moving into like the sass of It Girl to the vulnerability of Plastic Box, and there's a song about Jessie from Little Mix leaving the band. It's just such a good album. And if you put it on at a party, I promise you, it'll make your party poppin'. It is so freaking good. And another album that I feel like everybody slept on this year, and actually embarrassingly, out of the whole year, it was 6 or 7 months of my top listened albums, was Dreamsicle by Maren Morris. I don't feel like that needs an explanation because she was absolutely one of my favorite songwriters of all time, and she just really wears her heart on her sleeve, and it's fantastic. If you want a good album that is great for driving, that is a little bit provocative in like thought-provoking way, and you want something that's, you know, one that is really nice in the background while you're like chilling by the beach or at the start of a barbecue or something like that, Hayley Williams from Paramore, her solo album, it's called Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party, and it is so creative and it's really insightful, and it's one of those albums that you just have on in the background and it just pleases everybody. It's a really great album. And just anything that Kehlani is a part of is fantastic. And a new artist that I discovered late last year was an artist called Debbie Dawson. Debbie Dawson, I feel like, is going to be one to watch in 2026 when it comes to pop girlies. And she's got a song called Gut Feelings, which is like really 80s, dancey, sing-along, awesome vibes. If you love Chappell Roan, you'll absolutely love Debbie Dawson, so check that one out. Okay, moving on from music, we need to go to TV right now. There are so many shows that you could be streaming. It's also the perfect time of year to start binging. If you are one of those people that was like, who the F are the secret lives of Mormon wives? Look, their lives aren't that secret. That's a reality show on Disney freaking Plus. It's reality show greatness and you are behind 3 seasons if you haven't started yet. We're going to get a 4th season at the start of 2026, so you need to get on this. The great thing about The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is that from the jump, there is so much drama. Episode 1, season 1 literally starts off with a breakup, orgies, swinging, arrests. It's all in there. And it's also this like weirdly interesting insight into people that live their lives as Mormon. And I never realized how similar, apologies, it appears to be like Scientology. But you should definitely, if you love reality TV and you have not dipped your toe into Secret Lives of Mormon Wives yet, then you need to get that sorted out ASAP. If you need another reality show to binge, I've said it once, I'll say it a million times, and I'll say it in my grave. Vanderpump Rules. Now, there is a season 12 that has just come out, which is a whole new cast, a whole new era. It's fine. Like, it's not as good as the original, but it's still pretty, like, if you like trashy reality TV, it's great. But I would recommend going back to the very beginning. You have 11 seasons of the best reality TV you will ever see. Vanderpump Rules has everything. It's got fights and drama and sex and everything, and it's just very, very funny at the same time as well. And if you love Lisa Vanderpump from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you will love Vanderpump Rules because it's based around her restaurant Sir. And when you get to season 9, season 10, there is a cheating scandal that took over the headlines around the entire world, and it like seeing it play out on a reality show was just like, boof. So Vanderpump Rules, put it in your ad to watch. Freaking good. Moving on to books. Now, one book series we've talked about a lot in 2025, Pucking Around. Share it with the class. Remember when you used to share things with the class and you had to show everyone? You'd be like, this is my book. It's Pucking Around. And then you had to pan the whole class to make sure everybody saw it. Now, there are 4 books in this series. And it is written by Emily Wraith. It's, if you love smart, this is either going to be thrillingly horny for you, or it is going to be too much. This is not a book I would give your mum for Christmas unless she is like into some like pretty hardcore pornography, which if she is, and all not going to yuck her yum, go hard, mum. But this series is a real series that you will talk about with your friends because it's so surprising, shocking, and you also learn things that you never knew about sex that were even possible. So Pucking Around, there's 4 in the series. That would be one that I'd recommend. Also, if you were into like your romanticities, then you could try Quicksilver, and the follow-up to that, Brimstone, that came out in November. And Brimstone is like a little bit of a slow starter, but hang in because it gets there, and like the sex scenes in Brimstone are really good. The sort of sex scene that you like read, and if your partner's already asleep, that you contemplate waking them back up because you're like, we should try and just pretend we're in Brimstone. That'd be cool. If you are dipping your toe in the romantasy realm, and if you don't know what that is, think like Game of Thrones without the incest and lots of really hot men and a lot of female empowered pleasure, where the female is like the person getting all the attention and not just being railed by a bunch of like massive dudes. And if you love romantasy, obviously Akatara is like a world that you should jump into, which is A Court of Thorn and Roses. There's 5 books in that. One of the books in that series though is fucking boring. I think it's the 3rd one, but hang in there because it's the last book. The last book might be the best smart book I've ever read in my life. It is, can't wait for the next one. She's writing another one. There's another one coming out in 2026, and I'm going to have to buy a lot of tops. It's very, very good. But if you are in the romantasy world, then you should check out Fourth Wing. You've probably seen it. Your friends have probably talked about it, but Fourth Wing is a great place to start. There's 2 or 3 in this series as well, but this is a series. So you start with Fourth Wing and then go into Iron Flame. And it's just really empowering because the female character she isn't like super like usually they're kind of an antagonist, but I felt like in this book it wasn't the case. She was like somebody you wanted to be like, but also once again like the sex scenes in this and it really overshadows everything. I remember my friends saying, wait till we get to chapter 27, Sharyn, wait till you get to chapter 27, and I was like, oh, we'll see. Let's just say I got to chapter 27 and had to take a little break and then continue because it was a fabulous chapter. But yes, Fourth Wing is a great place to start. My friend actually got this book for his mum last year for Christmas and she freaking loved it, and he had some like visuals in his head that he hopes that he can burn from his memory. But I'm like, Mum, get in there, get your pleasure. We love that for you. If you also like the ice hockey realm, Icebreaker is another good one, and Deep End is another book. This one's more this one's not ice hockey, but it's more like swimming. I don't know why sports are so sex-filled, but I'm here for it when it comes to books. If you want to get yourself into a biography, I have to recommend the biography by Mel C from Spice Girls. That is like one of the best biographies that I have ever read in my life. I just couldn't believe her story, and also being such a massive Spice Girls fan, it just blew my mind. All of the things that they did, things that I didn't realize, and things that just made so much more sense once you heard it, and just seeing how that whole machine kind of worked. My hot fire tip though, which is great if you're going to be like lying on the beach, is get Audible or whatever and listen to the audiobook version of it. I love celebrity biographies when they're an audio book, especially if it's read by the person that is reading the book. Written the book. If it's that celebrity, it's just so much better. Another great one, celebrity biography to read that came out, it must have come out at the start of last year, was, remember JoJo that did that song, Get Out Right Now, See the End of You and Me? She released a biography, and it is unreal. The things that happened to that poor girl after being signed at such a young age and just being cock-blocked and like deprive us from incredible music for so long is so fucked up. But her story, her redemption, her love life, it's all in this like incredibly vulnerable book, and it's definitely one that you should read, especially as if you're a millennial that grew up loving JoJo, then you will absolutely love this book. And she's so well spoken. There's also some really great stories about Robin Williams in there when they made RV, the movie, together, which is so great. Pretty much anything that is a celebrity biography is amazing. If you love hip hop, this is a throwback. Okay, this is a book that came out years and years and years ago, but it is so interesting. You may have heard in the early 2000s, late 90s, there was like a video, I don't like saying video hoe, but that's what people used to call them. And she was also like a infamous groupie. Her nickname was Superhead. You can put together why. But her name is Kareen Steffens, and she wrote a biography years ago called Confessions of a Video Vixen. And the stories in it about some of your favorite hip hop artists are mind blowing, like including a story about, I'm pretty sure it was Jay-Z that took her away in a limo, and like she gave him a blowjob next to a lake, and then they went back to the set and stuff. Like there's some crazy stories about members from the Wu-Tang Clan and Ja Rule, and it's wild. I love those sorts of stories. And if you want something that's like super empowering, again, it's an old one, but I absolutely loved Yes Please by Amy Poehler and Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. If you love the way that TV shows are made, this might be very niche, but you remember that TV show Everybody Loves Raymond? I never watched the TV show, but the guy that created it, Phil Rosenthal, you can only really get this on audiobook. It's really hard to find as a physical book. He also has that Netflix show What's Eating Phil, but he wrote a book years ago called You're Lucky, You're Funny. He's got such an amazing accent, but also it's all about the creation of Everybody Loves Raymond, which even if you didn't like the show is super interesting and just it's really inspiring. And if you're a creative person, you should check that out. It's Phil Rosenthal, You're Lucky, You're Funny. It's very cool. Right, that is all my recommendations for you over summer. I hope that you have an amazing time. Stay safe, like, follow, and subscribe, and I'll catch you back next week. Mwah!